I'm Brian from EZ4x4. I'm here today to show you how to install the Bronco flip top rack. Now, this is how it goes. It's a relatively easy install. I have the parts laid out here. There's one or two parts on this table that we're not going to be using till later. And let's go. There's a lot of holes on this panel, and there is more than one place for these crossbars, but I'm going to show you where they go. One goes right here, one goes right here, and one goes right here. You're going to have washers. On the washer, there's a smooth side and there's a sharp side. There's a smooth side that doesn't have a sharp edge. This has a sharp edge. So the smooth side's going to be facing the powder coat. So we're going to start putting it together. And I'm going to keep it together loosely. So after I get a full side done, then I'm going to screw it all together. Yeah. So right now, every piece is upside down. So when you're putting it, when you're putting it together, all your labels should be upside down. I pre-laid out all the screws here, and I'm just double checking to make sure that the washers are facing the correct direction. With these cross rails like this, the nutserts are on the inside, so they don't need a nut. It's actually built into the product. So I got this one done. Got this side, I'm gonna move to the other side. Now that I have this done, I'm going to put it on the back section. I'm going to keep everything loose for now because it helps me put it together. This is facing upside down. This goes on the inside, facing the washer towards the powder coat. Okay. Now we're going to put on the back section. Like this. And it's nice working on it upside down because it's easy to get to all the nuts and bolts. Now we're going to do this side. Now notice I'm keeping everything loose, so if I happen to do something wrong, it's easy to undo it. Now that I have all the screws loosely put on, and for the main assembly, I'm going to tighten them all up. And I don't make the first one really tight, I just keep it snug so it helps the other ones go in if they're not aligned properly. Now that this is done, we're going to put on the brackets that attach it to the Bronco. Now there's 4 different sets of plates. There's different angles on the Bronco, so it's important these go in the right locations. And what you're going to notice is this is upside down, so if it was this way, that would be the passenger side, this would be the driver's side. We are flipping it over, okay? So now this is the passenger side. Each one of these brackets have different markings on them. You'll see 2 slots right here, and this is the rear passenger side. These brackets here have 2 notches. They're offset, okay? The rear bracket for the driver's side has 1 notch right here. The front driver's side has a notch right in the middle. And if you check the manual, it shows exactly where to put them. So these are for the middle section of the Bronco. It's the lockdowns that will go on the back. And we're gonna actually install these first because it's easier if you do it without having the other part, without having these parts here. So I'm gonna install this. And there is no left and right. Okay, we're gonna tighten these up. Now, this part moves forward and backwards. Okay, we're gonna push it all the way forward and tighten it down. See, you can actually see how it moves. And I find the best location is all the way down and forward. So we're gonna grab it again, all the way down and forward. And then I'm gonna tighten it. Okay, now that we got that tight, all we're gonna do is connect them like this. We're gonna leave this loose because we have to make it so we can open it up to put on the Bronco. And it's easier to put them on here than fumbling on the car and doing it. So that's why I'm doing it here. The short one goes on the inside, the bigger one goes on the outside, and it'll be going just like this. Now here's where you need the tape, because we're gonna take these two nuts and put them on as lightly as possible. So I'm just gonna put, because I want them to be open as much as they can be. And if I'm lucky, I don't have to take them apart. So I'm gonna put a little piece of tape on the nut to stop it from turning. We're doing this because once I have this complete, we're gonna carry it out to the Bronco and put it on, and I don't want any of the nuts falling off. Now we're gonna move to the front. This is a little different here, all right? This has 3 parts, and you'll notice we have some spacers here. We're gonna put the spacers in because it makes it easier for you. You either use 1 spacer, 2 spacers, or 3, and I found that 2 works really well. You might need 3, but I doubt it. So we're gonna put these together and go from there. Now, when you're putting these together, the front ones, you're gonna use the longer nut and bolt. So we're gonna grab it right here. We're gonna take this plate and put it here. Okay. And then we're gonna grab this plate, and it goes upside down like that. So this bend area is actually facing the top of the roof rack, and that will go right here. So there's 3 pieces. You have 1, 2, and 3 right here, okay? We're gonna take this bent angle and it's gonna face down, and you'll notice that there's a little cutout that goes around this assembly, and that's how it goes. Then we're gonna take the washer, put it right here. 1 or 2 turns. See, it's loose like that. That's how we want it. We're gonna do the next one. The nut is gonna be really loose on there, like 2 turns maximum, okay? And then we're gonna take the tape and put it on both nuts so they can't turn. Now we're gonna take the spacers. They're gonna be facing down on here. So we're gonna slide it right here. We're gonna push it in all the way. And then we're gonna put a little piece of tape right up here to hold it in location. Another piece of tape to keep it from falling out. All right, One of the things you have to watch is that it doesn't drop down and it's in the middle of the second bolt right here. Now I'm gonna do the other side and then we'll bring it downstairs and install it. Now that we have all the brackets in place and we've put the tape on here to hold the nuts and the spacers, we're ready to bring it downstairs and install it on the Bronco. It's important that you do this install in the coldest weather possible so it goes really fast, because I'm gonna be talking fast, working fast, because I just wanna get inside. And what I'm gonna do is place this on top carefully. You can use 2 people, but I don't have 2 people. I'm a loner today. And I'm gonna slide it over. And it's a rather easy install from this point on. And I'm putting the brackets in the slots right over here. And we're basically ready to tighten it up. One of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna take this bar, slide it all the way back, tighten it up. We're gonna try to get it flush with the edge right here. And that's about how easy it is. I'm gonna do the other side now, then go on the roof and tighten everything up. The other side is the same, and that's about it. These are in, that's in, time to go on the roof. Now that we have it on top of the roof, we have it spaced right over here so it's flush on this side, the clips are in. We're just gonna tighten these brackets up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take the tape off, make sure that the plates are locked in place on the Bronco, and snug them up. So now that we have it in location, as we tighten it up, we're gonna raise this plate up all the way to the top, like this, and then snug it up. We're gonna check to make sure that the spacers are still in location. These are what the spacers look like. And there's 2 in here, and we're gonna tighten it up. Now before you snug it up, you gotta lift it up, make sure it's basically this angle bracket right over here, this bend, is touching the top of the frame. And what we're gonna do, now that we've snugged up, you're gonna see the oval slots here. They should be pretty equal because this bracket should be all the way up. All right, this bracket over here, we mentioned before, bring it all the way forward when you snug it up and down. The installation is complete, and on a day that's a little warmer, I'm gonna show you how to use it. Flip it back. Now that we're all set, we're gonna lift this up right here. We're gonna slide this, lift it. See how it dropped down? And we're just gonna let it sit right there. I'm gonna go to the other side and do that. I'm gonna lift this up, slide it down. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hop right inside and I'm gonna push, and this part is gonna slide right on top. One of the things that I'm gonna do is turn. I'm gonna push it up. Now I'm gonna turn the clips. So what I'm gonna do is just lift up and push, and the back latches will go underneath the brackets in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this bracket and I'm lowering it as low as it'll go, and that's gonna be my first setting for this. After you put the center section on, okay, and everything is locked down, and you grab the center section and it moves just a little, you can adjust this plate up or down to make it so there's no vibration. And then what we're gonna do is just push it back and it'll slide in here. See the pinhole right here? That's the pin. You're going to drop it right in here, and this just latches. So you'll notice I'm trying to move it and nothing is moving, which means that the bracket that holds the lever is nice and tight. Perfect. Now that we've checked to make sure everything is tight and secure, the installation is complete. One of the neat things is it's also, like I said, designed to hold the Bronco flip tops, and they go right back here. It's a great package because it's always with you, and you end up using the flip tops even if you don't use the center section on top. You end up using the flip tops all the time, so it's a great package. I'm Brian from EZ4x4. Thanks for watching.